Week 11 of the USL Championship regular season comes to a close in Lexington as FC Tulsa visit Lexington SC. Happy to have you with us for this one on CBS Sports Golazo Network with MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. Ricky, these are two teams who have been pretty solid in terms of performances, but the results have been very different.
With FC Tulsa, Luke Spencer has done a nice job at getting his team getting results away from home. They've won twice, they've lost once, but for Lexington, you need a reaction for Terry Boss, because last time you took the field, you lost 5-1 at Loudoun United, so the challenge for Lexington is a response.
There were some mitigating circumstances in that game as well, but they were happy again with the performance. That's the overarching theme right now for Lexington. The goals have gone cold, though, and so have the results in the meantime.
It's been a frustrating stretch for Terry Boss in terms of the results, but he's actually been pleased with the performances for this Lexington side. They need to do a better job at just managing the moments, understanding their box defending needs to be better, and when they get in front of goal, they need to be a bit more composed and calm because they have the talent. Can that talent turn into results? That's a talking point.
And Marcus Epps is going to be a determining factor, and that leads the way right now with 3 goals. They want to get him going again.
Marcus Epps is a big piece of what Lexington wants to do going forward with his experience and his success in USL Championship. Look for him to set the tone, especially in that final third.
Tulsa on the other side coming off a draw against El Paso that they actually felt was their most dominant overall performance of the season, even though it yielded just the 1 point.
This FC Tulsa side, they were clean on the ball. They were very difficult to break down, and what Luke Spencer loved was a never-die attitude to respond and get a goal. But the challenge for this FC Tulsa side now, can you be a little bit more ruthless in front of net to put these games away and pick up 3 points?
One player who has been ruthless in front of goal is Taylor Calera. So far in his first season in USL Championship, 4 goals in 7 starts leading the way.
Turning into a complete attacking player, Taylor Calera, he has the physical attributes to be a hold-up striker, but he also has very soft feet that he can combine with his teammates. Getting him involved early and often will be crucial for FC Tulsa.
No, Rookie, they save the best for last. At least that's what they say. This is the last one here in Week 11 of the USL Championship regular season. It's Lexington and Tulsa, 2 teams who have been good in terms of performance, but who gets the result? Coming your way on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
I shouldn't be here. That's what the first 3 doctors said. That even if I made it to remission, I'd probably never climb again. But I did, because I wanted a different answer. And I found it at UK Healthcare. They took a drug nobody else had yet. 12 rounds of chemo and a 16-person team. But here I am, right where I was never supposed to be.
Who is Lexington Sporting Club? We are the professional soccer team in the heart of the Bluegrass. From our Youth Academy to the Women's Super League to the Men's USL Championship team, we're building the future. From every corner of Lexington, we are united under one crest. This is your team. This is your community. Together, we are creating our story, leaving our mark. This isn't just any club. It's a club to call your own. Get your tickets today at lexsporting.com/tickets.
Success isn't a game of chance. It's about making the right moves. Just like Lexington Sporting Club, Commonwealth Credit Union aims to win by helping you defend your goals and keeping your money on the attack. As the official credit union of Lexington Sporting Club, we're empowering success on the field and in your finances with smarter banking options and unbeatable service. Are you ready to take the lead? Then get the home field advantage for your finances, only with Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
We live with you, build with you, grow up with you, and dream with you. At Central Bank, we belong to the same communities you do. You're our neighbors, friends, and business partners. And through the relationships we build with you every day, we consistently serve you better. That's what highly personal banking is all about. We start with you.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. A look at the start. That word aggressive, that's really the operating word for this Tulsa side, and something Terry Boss is very well aware of. In our conversation with the Lexington coach, he expected a lot of balls over the top toward Calera, DeLu, and Torre, and the second balls off of that. That's where this game, he feels, will be won and lost. It's Lexington right to left in the black, Tulsa left to right in the white. We're underway from Lexington. Final match of the week here in USL Championship. Glad to have you with us on CBS Sports Golazo Network with Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. Lexington's lone win in the regular season came in the season opener here at home. They've been searching for a victory since. Very happy still with the performances throughout. They've been snake-bitten in many ways. Some different things have popped up, mostly referee decisions. And it's not an excuse from Terry Boss. We've gone into some of these pregame chats we have with the coaches around the league, and it's been opposing coaches who have been the ones lamenting on behalf of Terry Boss. It came up in a conversation with Luke Spencer where he said, look, a couple of referee decisions that have gone sour against Lexington. We're not talking about a last place team. It's not an excuse from Terry Boss. It's more of something noticed by his peers around the league.
And it was interesting, Joe, because we talked to Terry Boss earlier this week, and he said after their last match against Loudoun, who thought the referee made an impact on this game? Who's going to raise their hand? And he said, put your hand down, because we do not allow any excuses in this organization for Lexington. So now the onus and the responsibility is on the shoulders of every player in a dark jersey here. Good ball here.
Just gave it away after the initial one through. All the way back to Johan Peñaranda. Second year as the main starter in goal for FC Tulsa. And there's your first look at their knack for and inclination for going long, playing through their top three. Coming into the weekend, Tulsa league leaders in aerial duels won. So much of it through that long direct play. Luke Spencer in his first year as the head coach was one seat over last year as the assistant. Getting up the ground here, Kieran Sargent. Good step to win it. Sissoko.
These are moments that if you are FC Tulsa and you have the ability to turn over Lexington, you need to connect that first pass, because you can play a little bit more direct into your front three. Sissoko does a nice job at recovering possession, but you need to play into the path of Torre.
Speedy Williams goes back to Ketterer. Some connections between the visiting coach and some players on the Lexington side. Cameron Lancaster on the bench today for Lexington. Speedy Williams in the starting lineup. All together with Luke Spencer in Louisville. That span saw Speedy Williams and Luke Spencer lift 2 trophies for Lou City. Luke Spencer only 34 years of age, though when you asked him about it, he said his playing days are long gone. That there was no way he's going to be able to get out there. He even has toned back from last year how often he joins training with the guys. This one fed in front, Ketterer with it, no trouble. Terry Boss also looks like he could get in goal if he had to, but he's been in the coaching game a little bit longer now than Luke Spencer. Somebody didn't answer Terry Boss's emails back in the day either, apparently.
Stop putting me on the spot, Joe. You already made me feel bad when we talked to Terry Boss.
Yeah, there was a prize recruit who ended up at Creighton.
I don't know if I'd say prize.
You were a prize.
Were.
Yeah, true statement.
Not anymore?
No, but you were a prize recruit at the time, and Terry Boss wanted you at Oregon State, and he was somewhere in your inbox. You never got back to him.
Oh, God.
I had a good laugh with him about that this week, but clearly it's turned out all right for all parties involved. To NDI, the referee in charge today. Peñaranda sends it long. Another match of the day in USL went final moments ago. It was Birmingham and Detroit City tying 1-1 out in the Eastern Conference. As here in the Western Conference between these two sides, and the Western Conference is tight as can be. As we showed you the standings top of the broadcast, from 2nd down to 11th, separated by just 6 points at the moment. If you looked at that same span in the Eastern Conference from 2nd to 11th, The gap is 16 points instead of 6.
Really good work there from Jafal just to drop down and understand where the danger is. It's a hard challenge from Corey Burke. The second time that he's been involved in a physical altercation here.
There's Luke Spencer, two-time champion in USL as a player. Had a good conversation with him about where the league was when he started to where it is now, and he just went on about the different resources poured in from ownership, just the overall improvement of the player pool and the pressure that's on teams now to win because of the investment and the resources. And gone are the days of the MLS 2 sides where you had some gimme results. Now every single game difficult in this league. Sitting here, Luke Spencer against the last place Lexington team, and that's what really precipitated this conversation. Go back a few years and you have an upper table team like Tulsa against a last place team a couple years back, we would have been talking about an MLS 2 side or something of the sort where talking about teenagers and not a lot of talent, and it was more development based. Now Tulsa's going up against a last place team in Lexington, and you could argue this Lexington team has played like a top 6 team in the Western Conference despite the results. So very different from when the early days were. Now Luke Spencer started his time with Louisville.
Just a different objective now for USL Championship teams. They just want to win. They want to fight for trophies versus in years past, like you said, Joe, more development, especially with the MLS 2 sides. But every single organization wants to be playing the last day of this season and fighting for that trophy.
Speedy Williams won that trophy last year. He goes back to Logan Ketterer. Awkward ball from Ketterer and cleared up the field, rescued by Sargent. Actually, not a bad ball, puts it into space for Epster on onto. A lot of contact there. And the referee says play on. Saw hand fighting both ways and let it go.
And that's a risk for FC Tulsa if they do elect to press a little bit higher and try to cause some turnovers going back the other way. You can leave yourself vulnerable. Here does a nice job at saying like for like with Marcus Epps.
Green lets it through. Firmino. Looking ahead, some contact there as Corey Burke went down. Ball goes against Lexington. Very physical in the early going between two teams who don't have a history.
Really awkward play as well as Sissoko just steps up and is looking for this foul. Two physical players between Sissoko and Burke. Going to be a nice battle that we have for the remainder of this match.
USL on CBS Sports Network continues on May 28th with a Western Conference doubleheader. San Antonio FC takes on this FC Tulsa side at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising at 10:30 Eastern. Catch all the action on CBS Sports Network May 28th. Days from now. Vegas hoping to regroup by then. They were put to the sword last night on the road against Sacramento. 5-0 win for Republic. Sacramento team that had been waiting to break out, and they finally had their breakout. I mentioned a moment ago that this Lexington team has played like a top 6-ish team in the West despite the results. You can look at that Sacramento team and say, maybe with some confidence that when all said and done, they're probably a top 4 team in the West, even though they've been down in 10th dealing with the injuries so far.
Just the talent that the Sacramento side has. And over the last couple of years, they're always in the mix, unable to just push by that final hump, and now it's a good opportunity. Now they have a little bit more experience. And if you are a player of that organization, you take that game and you grow with that momentum.
Ketterer through. I don't know that Lexington want to get into too much of an aerial game here with Tulsa. As you mentioned off the top, this is a Tulsa team that leads the league in aerial duels, won most of it on their own doing in their own efforts to go long and play direct, but they are dangerous, have a lot of size throughout every line of the field.
So when you're building out of the back for Terry Boss, he's going to want his side to be a little bit more composed at understanding the spaces that they can operate in. Jafal and Speedy Williams need to do a better job at one dropping in and one being a line higher. Too many times we've seen Ketterer just elect to go route one, and that's exactly what Terry Boss is talking about, unbalancing and manipulating that double pivot for FC Tulsa.
And it's interesting, we got into a very deep conversation about coaching influences and philosophies with Terry Boss, and he said one thing that it boils down to, whenever he interviews a coach, the question that he asks, what does your ideal goal look like in 4 passes? And you then turned it on him and you asked him what his ideal goal is in 4 passes. He said 1 center back to the other center back, that second center back through, finding the winger. Winger ended up cutting it back into the striker for the goal. So it was breaking lines, incisive, working it through on the ground, and that's not what we've seen so far. We've seen the Lexington side so far today trying to go direct, which is not their game.
Again, it just comes down to the spacing of Speedy Williams and Shafal, because that is everything. If they can drop in a little bit deeper, now you pull out Carly and Diallo, open up space that you can play into a player like Goldthorpe or Marcus Epps coming underneath Corey Burke. But those little nuances, those little rotations haven't been there in the first 12 minutes for Lexington.
Remember that tonight if that goal happens of Kendall Burks to Joe Hafferty, through to Nick Firmino, out wide to Marcus Epps, and then in front to Corey Burke. That's the ideal goal that he laid out for us, Terry Boss. So we'll see if that exact one comes to fruition. Cheers to local beer. West 6 Brewing is proud to be the official craft beer of Lexington Sporting Club. Find their locally crafted beers all around the state of Kentucky, from the flagship West 6 IPA to 6th Light Lager. There's something for everyone. Head to west6th.com to visit one of their dynamic tap rooms and learn more about Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC. A long run down this left side. Catching up to its Goldthorpe. And it is for a corner.
Well done here from Lucas Stauffer just to close down the space on Goldthorpe. And he's a player that can come century, that can go 1v1, but can also combine. Getting him on the ball early and often for Terry Boss would be really important, because he's a player that can really unlock opposing back lines.
Pardon me, that went out down near the corner flag. Long throw coming for Burks. Photographer's out of the way. Right off the ball, they just wanted the pitch before the match. Launching it, edge of the 6, bouncing in front. Firmino had a chance at it. Used properly, long throw can be a weapon. Sargent back out to Goldthorpe. Has shown really good flashes this year, Elliot Goldthorpe, especially early in the year when the team was scoring more. Had a goal and 2 assists, factoring in some of those early results coming over from Vancouver Whitecaps, where he spent last year in MLS Next Pro. And as the overall attack has gone quiet for Lexington, so too is Goldthorpe. Quarters here. Lexington looking to break out on that right side. Burke had Epps shrinking down the middle. Good defensive play by Sissoko.
This ball needs to be popped out to this near side with Corey Burke or Goldthorpe, because Green goes back into where the traffic is. This FC Tulsa side has shown that they're going to try to squeeze the game to one side of the field. So if you can change your point of attack, now you're going to have a lot of real estate to operate in for Lexington.
Jafal came over from San Antonio last season. Ahead. Contact again in the box. Second time that's happened now away from the ball. Service lack though from Green. There's Nick Firmino. Started to come out in the last couple of years in MLS with Atlanta. Made appearances last year after a really strong 2023 where he was named Best 11 in MLS Next Pro. Here's the little collision that happened away from the ball in the middle of the box that still has Corey Burke on the field.
Left side of your screen, that's a foul, and that is a pen from Pierre. Knows exactly what he's doing, just blindsiding Corey Burke here, almost as a football player. The way that he gets his elbow up, and that's exactly what we see Terry Boss talking to our fourth official here.
No VAR in the equation here. And Terry Boss knows exactly what he's looking at there. His brother, Super Bowl winning tight end with the New York Giants, Kevin Boss. So he's seen a tackle thrown here and there like that.
The left side of your screen, number 4 in white right now, just stops and just body checks Corey Burke, and you just see exactly Terry Boss, and he is correct. That needs to be a pen, and that should be a red.
We've talked about it already today, that this has been a Lexington side that's been on the wrong end of some refereeing decisions as of late, and clearly Terry Boss, it's something he's had to address with the team. To your point earlier, asked the group who thinks we lost this game because of the referee, and anybody who put up their hand, he said, put them down. We don't make excuses here. But and you see plays like this happen again over the course of the season. As he put it, he said results are fair because maybe down the line, maybe in August, there's a game that maybe we shouldn't have gotten a call or a result, and we do. In the long run, it evens out. But right now, they're in the stretch of a lot of bad luck and a lot of things not going their way. And to your point, that should be a penalty. That should be a red. Lexington could possibly be up a goal and a man right now.
Has to be frustrating for Terry Boss, Corey Burke. Now the challenge for the experienced players is you cannot let this affect and get yourself into anything silly off the ball. The best response will be sticking the ball into the back of the net and let your football do the talking. But that is a hard challenge from Pierre. Knows exactly what he's doing. There is ill intent there.
And to defend the referees here, it's not like any of them were looking there at that time. The assistant referee had a play right in front of him. The center referee was shaded over that way watching the play. This happened behind him. The only person who might have had a look at it was the fourth official, who has other responsibilities. So in a world with no VAR here at the moment, you can't really pin that on the refs because it is in a blind spot. Although I don't know that that's a rationale that Terry Boss and the Lexington staff would be happy to hear at the moment.
Speaking like a true ref yourself, Joe.
Well, look, we put them under the microscope, but there are certain nuances where it's not their fault, and there's only so much they can do. Only 4 sets of eyes that have other responsibilities, which is why VAR does work and helps and is implemented, but not here at the moment. It's your fault. It's interesting, the setup for Lexington versus how we anticipated it coming out. Marcus Epps seems like he's playing more centrally as almost an additional striker with Burke, or just to his left, and Jacob Green has joined the top line on that side. That's why we highlighted it in the lineup where it looks like a 4-2-3-1, but Coach Boss calls it a 3-2-2-3. I think we're seeing that in practice now, that 3-2-2-3.
He's the coach that wants to instill confidence in his players, and he allows the freedom to just operate in spaces that they see will work. Do a nice job of getting into the final third, but the next step in the progression for Lexington is just being more clinical and cleaner once you are in and around that 18-yard box.
There was your sort of receipt there, running through twice. Once it was Epps, once it was Burke. Through the defenders, neither called, and now the bench for Tulsa irate, but that's what happens when you miss the first one. Others then start cascading, and this gets out of hand.
Watch the right side of Marcus Epps here. Just to foul through catches Pierre, and it's late. And then has a little bit of extra words. And that's just a player responding and standing up for Corey Burke.
This all happened the first 20 minutes, so memory bank this as this game goes along. I would doubt that this is going to just go away here, Ricky. Maybe they say, all right, it's 1-for-1. Pierre got Burke, Epps got Pierre, let it be done, but it's not that easy. It lingers in the back of the mind, and we're maybe now Tulsa feels like they have to get back, even though now it's even. That's not how the player's mind works in the thick of it.
So for Terry Boss and Luke Spencer, the message to the players on the field is you cannot let anything off the ball get you in trouble. Again, let your play do all the talking, and that's going to be the best response for the physicality here.
Now, final warning to Corey Burke for that challenge.
The foul from Corey Burke just comes to the backside of Lamar Batista. With the last second, just slides himself in front of the striker and feels the contact.
That one just out of play, out for a throw for Tulsa. Luke Spencer happy so far with what he's gotten out of this group, but he said he's always looking to improve. Never really feels good about where the group is, even after a win. But on the flip side, he said if you would have asked him preseason if he'd be okay with where they are in the table, right now top 4 in the record they have, he would have certainly taken it.
Unable to get in any sort of rhythm, this FC Tulsa side, especially higher up the field. We have not seen enough of Calera, a play that we highlighted in the open. 4 goals this season. Very quiet to start this game.
To be fair, they haven't had much of the ball. 35% of it through the 20-minute mark. We've seen that from Lexington this year, be it in league play, in Open Cup, or in the Jägermeister Cup. They are very comfortable on the ball in the possession. It's not necessarily a possession-based team where they're looking to hit a certain metric possession-wise every game, but this is how they want to play. They want to build, they want to break lines, they want to find different ways through. Again, going back to that ideal 4-pass goal for Terry Boss. Center back to 10 to winger in front for the goal. If only they were all that easy.
And when you do break this initial line of FC Tulsa, it just needs to be quicker for Lexington, because notice all 11 players right now for the visiting side are behind the ball. Their lines are very compact, and this is one of the hardest things in this sport, to break a team that's going to sit into a mid to low block. So you need more mobility from your front line to pull players out of position for your teammates.
Dangerous one given away by Lexington. Recovered to win it back by Hafferty, who's fouled. A frustrated Alex DeLue on that foul. You can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Eastern Conference rivals Detroit City FC and Charleston Battery will battle it out on the field at 4 Eastern on May 24th. It is next Saturday. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Would you say this Saturday or next Saturday? It's 6 days from now.
Good question.
Right?
Next
I said next.
I think next.
But now that I'm thinking about it, is it this? I feel like tomorrow I would say this Saturday for sure, because we're in the middle of the week.
Sunday's till the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you got me thinking about my weeks.
Left behind by Goldthorpe. He almost had a chance to get there. Cleared through by Sissoko. It's been a nice addition. Maybe Sissoko, after spending the better part of 4 years in the Seattle Sounders organization between Tacoma Defiance and the Seattle Sounders. Last year spent the whole year with Memphis 901 in USL Championship. 27 starts for that team. And this year coming Tulsa's way. A lot of solidity in the key positions for this FC Tulsa side. And that's what's really allowed them to get out to this start. You look on that back line in this 3 center back set as Ketterer is put into an awkward position. Lamar Batista's been a long-time veteran in this league. Sissoko, the experience I just went through. Delence Pierre, last year was his first real stint in this league, and he won the title with Colorado Springs. So it's a very, very good back line. You look up into the midfield then, some newer faces in Giordano Colli and Boubacar Diallo, but then Calera up top as well, scoring the goals before. Always talk about the spine of a team in this sport. Yours is certainly intact.
And just that back three gives them a foundation. A side that's very difficult to break through. Only 7 goals that they've conceded in 2025, and that just instills confidence and allows the players higher up the field to express themselves. Good opportunity here for FC Tulsa.
Dangerous team in the air. Their first look at a set piece. Giordano Kali delivering. Batista holding up. A little extra nudge at the end there from Batista. Still going to be a throw for Tulsa. Do NDI referee try to calm things down. Can't help but wonder, though, if the toothpaste is already out of the tube here, and this game is just going to be this level of dirty and chippy the rest of the way because of that early moment.
NDI has a really difficult job now in terms of his consistency. What to foul, what's a yellow card, how tightly he's going to call this game.
Long throw, because to this point, nothing's been a yellow card yet. It has not come out of the pocket, and you could argue there's been 3 or 4 instances where it should have already. Ketterer watches this one sail. It did spin in, though, and Green has to deal with it. He's brought down. Time it's Alassane Toure in on the foul. Every referee has a different style. Abdou Ndiaye has been in every challenge to then talk to the player who committed the foul, but there's doing it with your voice and there's doing it with your cards, and he hasn't done it with the cards yet.
Good work here from Green. Notice how he has nowhere to go, so he's just going to go down. He does it very softly, but it is a foul, allowing his side just to regain some real estate higher up the field and just slow the game down, because over the last 5 minutes or so, this Lexington side has been under some pressure from FC Tulsa.
Epps had the best ball to the middle, but Jafal there to help him out. He was looking for Speedy Williams. That could have been dicey.
Needs to be a yellow. How many times have we seen Pierre involved in fouls? It's a good touch from Goldthorpe just to elude the pressure and go out the other way.
Pretty looking long. Up 2 by Firmino, and it's a goal kick. Get a closer look at this one. It seemed like Firmino had played it off of Batista. Could have come back off of Firmino in the end.
Just notice as this ball comes back across, it does hit the right shin area for Firmino, right in front of our sideliner officiator.
Fans, visit LexSporting.com to shop at Lexington SC's team store, your one-stop destination for all the latest LSC gear and official merchandise. Purchase kits, scarves, hats, and more to show off your club pride. That's LexSporting.com. Advantage play by the referee, shot blocked. Dangerous tackle from behind there. And now, finally, a yellow for Delence Pierre. Took 29 minutes, better late than never. On a play where you could have even argued a red on that one, in my opinion.
Just comes through the backside of Marcus Epps. There's no need, and it is a little bit of retaliation here from Pierre. Studs are exposed. He is very lucky.
He checked a couple of the boxes. Studs are exposed, scissoring motion from behind. They're arguing that it was clean entirely. You and I, maybe we're wrong, but you and I are sitting here wondering, how is that maybe not a red? And the tale of the physicality and dangerous plays in this game continues. I mean, you be the judge. Comes into your picture, Studs up, scissoring motion from behind, ball's gone.
Just notice how high his left foot is as well. And already with the challenge that he went into Burke.
I was just going to say, you have to also account for the history already of the first half hour of this game, what Pierre's done. Goldthorpe going by Lucas Stauffer here to the end line, and it's out for a goal kick. But he had that moment in on Burke. He had another challenge a few moments ago where you thought that would be a yellow for Delence Pierre, and it was just a foul. And now that, which was borderline orange card. It's been an interesting first half hour, and you would think that Luke Spencer might try to calm down his center back at halftime. Still just one combined shot in this match. It belongs to Tulsa. No shots on target yet. Burke trying to barrel through. Cleared to safety. Long throw coming for Lexington. First one they had from the other side of the field. Caused some chaos. Kendall Burks throws it long. T-step heads it away. Back to Burks. End line. Blocking the service.
Set pieces need to be better for this Lexington side, especially when you're at home. It's a good opportunity just to put some pressure in front of Peñaranda and his back line. Cause some chaos, put the thing in the mixer, and just see what happens. But it's been a long throw, and then as the ball comes back, Burke just gets under it. Those are the little minute details that Terry Boss continues to harp on. Needs to be cleaner in doing that to afford your side to put the ball in the back of the net.
First 4 games, again, 7 goals for this Lexington side. Since then, 1 goal. And you even factor in their Jägermeister Cup game, which was a 1-0 defeat against Loudoun, and their Open Cup match, which is a defeat against Columbus Crew 2. They didn't score either of those games either. So since that start of the first 4 matches, they have really struggled scoring. 6 matches in all competitions, just 1 goal. Look out, given away in their own 18. Recovered by Jafal. And they go from there. A couple of those dicey moments building out of the back in their own area. Speedy Williams.
Just notice how deep Speedy Williams and Jafal are sitting right now. Makes life very easy for FC Tulsa because everything is in front of them. As you play that double pivot role, you need someone to be a little bit higher in between both. Good moves here.
The giveaway from Jafal. Numbers getting forward for Tulsa. To the end line. Torre drops it back. A deflection on the service. Now for a corner.
You need one of the 2 players to be in behind Diallo and Colley because now you unbalance this FC Tulsa midfield line. As everything is in front of them, it just allows them to be really aggressive and just step up and just congest that space in front of you. That's why we start to see Colley getting more involved. Diallo and a dangerous set piece for FC Tulsa.
It'll be Alex Dalou to serve. Goes short. Now curled in, near post, headed down and away. Secondary ball in, Tulsa blocked. And O'Calley couldn't get it into a dangerous area. They go again down that left side, 10 minutes to go in this first half. To the end line for Tulsa. Well done defensively by Hafferty. Rafferty played at Oregon State. Terry Boss, he was two-time Pac-12 Coach of the Year. Worked his way around a couple of teams, Tacoma, Austin, Vegas last year. Joe Rafferty made it to the Western Conference Final. And now with his college coach here in Lexington. One of the themes about both of these teams this year has been they've been difficult to play through. We've seen that so far, not allowing much. Just 2 shots again, both for Tulsa. And foul against Tulsa.
He needs to become more influential, Nick Firmino. And it's actually Ketterer that breaks the line with his throw. If you can get him in between that back line and midfield line, now that allows Marcus Epps, Corey Burke, Goldthorpe to be really expansive and aggressive. And those are the players that you want operating higher up the field for Terry Boss. But the problem is right now for Lexington, not doing a good job.
This is better. Played through by Goldthorpe in front. And it's still alive off the post. Good back run from Jacob Green to keep that alive. Initial ball in was just beyond Corey Burke. Sargent and Goldthorpe making magic happen down the left side. Best chance of the evening so far. Seemed like Tulsa gave up on that, thinking the play was gone, and Green on the back end rescued it, taking it off the post, now a corner.
And it's the first time that we've seen Lexington play in between the lines. I love this run from Sargent, underlapping Goldthorpe, and now you're just asking for numbers to crash an 18-yard box. The outside back, Jacob Green crashes towards that far post, tries to squeak it in. Good action from Lexington. That's something you need to see on a consistent basis for Terry Boss.
First Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick of the evening for Lexington. And swinger, and away by Batista. Through for Green, clipped in. So getting it clear again. This is more promising from Lexington over the last couple of minutes. Another ball in, and it ended up all over it.
Fantastic location here from Goldthorpe where this ball's placed right on top of that 6-yard box. Corey Burke needs to slash across that near post. If he does, he gets on the end of it. It's just a flick on header, but if not, he pulls out one of the 2 center backs for Nick Firmino and Marcus Epps behind him.
Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship from the Academy of the Big League. Select that. That select ball has only been touched in either box 2 times. Looking at some of the deeper stats right now. Lexington, 2 touches in Tulsa's 18-yard box. Tulsa, no touches in Lexington's 18-yard box. It's not a great ratio at the moment.
Not a great ratio for the select ball.
They're getting in the final third, though. Lexington 22 final third entries, Tulsa 17. Just breaking down there.
It's been the season for Lexington.
Long throw for Tulsa.
Penalty.
Shout for a penalty, and they get it. On their first touch inside the 18, Lamar Batista earns a penalty for Tulsa.
Just late from Jacob Green here, never peeks over his shoulder to see Lamar Batista coming. Thinks he has all the time in the world, mistimes his kick, and Batista, so opportunistic, gets there right before it's a clear pen. No contact on the ball, all of Batista, and a brilliant opportunity here for FC Tulsa.
It is Taylor Calero who steps up to it as expected. The team's leader with 4 goals this season against veteran keeper Logan Ketterer. Calero denied by Cano, it slips through, oh, he had it! It slipped under his arm. Calera gets his 5th of the season, and Tulsa leads on the road. Oh, Ketterer knows it. 31-year-old veteran keeper's been one of the best in this league as of late, and it's one he'd like back.
Need to make this save if you are Ketterer. That's not placed nearly well enough from Calera. As we take a look at the foul yet again, it's a long throw. And just notice Mar Batista quick to recognize Jacob Green never sees him. None of the ball, all of Batista. Ketterer needs to make this save right down the middle. The only thing that saves Calera is just enough pace to get it by the goalkeeper.
The gap between the arm and the ground might have been the exact size of the select ball, because there's no other way. And even Ketterer looked flabbergasted as he looked behind him and saw the ball in the goal. Spent a good stretch of his career in MLS as a backup. 4th round pick back in 2017. Tell you what, though, it's a goal that's befitting of the way this game has gone so far, where nothing has come easy for either of these two sides. A penalty like that to squeak through and give Tulsa the lead, appropriate.
Again, what's the reaction now for this Lexington side? And Terry Boss, really important 5+ minutes here to see this half out. If you can get one now, it's a completely different halftime talk. And for Luke Spencer, if you can continue this momentum, you've shown that you're very difficult to break down, and little moments, those little crucial moments in around that 18-yard box when you're away from home, so important.
Sargent. One goal in the last 4 games for Lexington. Need at least one to at least get a point out of this one now. Williams back. Hustle from Green as it came through for Peñaranda. He was off his line because the back line just gave up on that one.
Really casual from FC Tulsa. Give credit to Jacob Green. He's been one of, if not the most active player for Lexington from his right back role.
For better and worse. He was the one who commits the penalty as Batista came through. Free kick now for Lexington.
Really important situation here for Lexington. Goldthorpe needs to place this ball right on top of that 6-yard box, right in front of Peñaranda, and try to catch him out in no man's land. Hoping one of his big center backs to get on the end of it and just simply redirect it into the back of the net.
Green, Goldthorpe, Sargent, all for a look. Who's it going to be? Not Green, not Sargent. It's Goldthorpe. Back post, headed square, loose in front, falling Peñaranda, and there's the whistle. Foul called against Lexington just as they were getting set to strike it on goal through Epps.
It's a good lofted ball to the back post, and the Brex does what he needs to do, head it back across where it came from. And that Schifal comes centrally, just impeding Peñaranda, not allowing him to go up and try to collect this ball. It's a good call by a referee, and it is a foul.
Minutes of stoppage time here at the end of this first half. will deflect out for a corner here for Tulsa. Considering the first half they've had, if they're able to steal a second goal after the penalty, and now this, it would not match what we've seen through 45 minutes, but how did we start talking about this game, Ricky? One side has been able to get it done, Tulsa. One side hasn't in Lexington, even though the performances have been similar. If they find another one, that tale would still continue for both.
It's going to be really interesting now for FC Tulsa. Not the initial ball, but the second wave can really hurt Lexington here.
Colley's corner. Couldn't get it past the first man, Corey Burke. Green and Hafferty. Almost 70% of the possession right now Lexington's way, but just one shot, none on target.
All of their possession has been at this area of the field into the middle third or their defensive half. Not showing any ability to break in between lines. Corey Burke was a little bit active early on, but since that, really quiet from your big number 9.
Assistant referee spotted a foul against Lexington, called it. Tulsa, you like this rhythm, this pacing, this type of game to continue into the second half. If you're Lexington, you want to start finding more of a rhythm on the ball and playing your style, those incisive passes, finding ways through. It just hasn't been there yet.
Just need to be more progressive as well for Lexington. Yes, you can get on the ball. Yes, you can look pretty in the build-out phase, but you need to penetrate this FC Tulsa defensive set. It's just far too easy for the 3 center backs. You've shown your best when you're a little bit more vertical, and for Luke Spencer, you have to be very pleased. Hasn't been your best football, but yet you walk into halftime a goal up on the road.
The first half indicative of how things have recently gone for these two sides. Lexington lacking a bite in the attacking third. Tulsa doing just enough in the right moments to get things done. On a penalty from Taylor Calera, his 5th of the season, gives FC Tulsa a 1-0 lead going into the break. More to come from Lexington.
UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine offers comprehensive treatments for bone, joint, and muscle disorders and injuries of all types, from complex repairs to complete replacements. UKHealthcare.com, the power of advanced medicine.
Race to the top.
You're on.
It's time to power up your old checking account. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union created Power Checking. This incredible all-in-one account powers your spending, and with built-in high-yield savings, grows your balance at the same time. No minimums, no limits, just unparalleled benefits.
Raise it back down.
So kick it up a notch with Power Checking, only from Commonwealth Credit Union, the official credit union of Lexington SC.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Who is Lexington Sporting Club? We are the professional soccer team in the heart of the Bluegrass. From our Youth Academy to the Women's Super League to the Men's USL Championship team, we're building the future. From every corner of Lexington, we are united under one crest. This is your team. This is your community. Together, we are creating our story and leaving our mark. This isn't just any club. It's a club to call your own. Get your tickets today at lexsporting.com/tickets.
UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine offers comprehensive treatments for bone, joint, and muscle disorders and injuries of all types. From complex repairs to complete replacements. UKHealthcare.com, the power of advanced medicine.
1-0 lead at the break for FC Tulsa over Lexington SC. And the goal that was scored is certainly not going to end up at the goals of the week for this upcoming week in USL Championship. Let's take a look back at the goals of the week that were in the Championship and League One.
Harris ball, and is dangerous. Joe Brito! Oh, it's magnificent! What a finish! Joe Brito plucks it out of the sky to equalize for Rhode Island.
Corner kick delivery towards the back post. It's knocked home. Brilliant delivery from Charlie Ostrom is knocked home by Samuel Owusu. And Owusu has his first for Omaha.
Team of the week in Week 10 here in the USL Championship. Look at the top two, Charleston Battery, Cal Jennings, MD Myers, and they just kept rolling this week as well with Arturo Rodriguez beneath them.
Just so good for Ben Pierman and the Charleston Battery. That relationship continues to grow, and that's the scary thing. But then you look at Abukura and Kigintingi, 4 and below as well. Ryan Martin and Loudoun United, they lost against Miami FC last time out, but this Loudoun United side shown to be the real deal and staying true to their identity.
Yeah, after that Week 10 performance for Cal Jennings, he scored 2 more goals last night in their 4-0 win over San Antonio. So perhaps Cal Jennings, the player of the month next month. The player of the month this month in USL Championship is Darren Smith.
Ryan heads it back into the mixing ball on Momenza, and it's put in! A goal for Detroit City. It's that guy, Darren Smith, again. Goal number 5. The accomplished career. That ball sent up. Here's Smith again, the chip! Give him 2! Darren Smith.
More to come in a bit from Lexington. FC Tulsa with a 1-0 lead on the road. The penalty is scored by Taylor Calera, just snuck through the arm of Logan Ketter. That's the difference right now.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way.
Focus!
Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power.
Whatever it takes.
Trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
And get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kind of everything.
Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
That is a lot of kettle corn. Can we get some? You like kettle corn?
I like anything, Joe.
I like kettle corn. It's a 1-0 lead for FC Tulsa at the break over Lexington SC. Let's leave this one for a moment and take a look around USL Championship with some news and notes. The last place teams, Lexington in the west, Tampa Bay in the east, very much need that one. Lexington very much needs to show some fight in this one at home. Second half.
This week on USL All Access, Knoxville's new head coach, Ian Fuller, is off to an undefeated start in the league. He joins us to talk about all the good things going on in Knoxville. We'll also talk about a disappointing week in the Open Cup for the USL Championship, including what's wrong in Tampa Bay. It's all coming up this week on USL All Access.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Going one of the early attacks for Tulsa.
And it starts from the wide parts of the field with Dom. A nice ball. Ketterer, easy save in the end. But as we continue on going back the other way, left side of your screen, Pierre just almost destroys Corey Burke.
Almost?
He does destroy Corey Burke. No foul, no card. He gets off very luckily. And Goldthorpe, he started to get more influential. Sargent comes with the underlap, and it's a good run. Look at the numbers for Lexington just off of that far post. When you run those chips across, but you didn't see enough of that for Terry Boss in the final third.
And then the moment came for Tulsa. Green was unaware of Batista, swung and missed, but he got Batista, and then on the penalty, it was snuck through by Calera.
Here, Ketterer, you need this. It's under your arm. You just over-jump it, actually, for the goalkeeper, but yet FC Tulsa will take it, and they walk into halftime a goal up.
Possession is big for Lexington, 67%, but as you noted in that first half, Ricky, so much of it just taking place in the middle third and not getting in dangerous areas.
Possession is big, and you know what? Small shots on target for Lexington, and that tells you everything that you need to know how that first half went. They were on the ball, but it was about 40, 50 yards away from their attacking goal. Building out of the back for Terry Foss was good, but once you get into the final third, you need to have...
The air of FC Tulsa, and the only change on the Tulsa side at the half, we'll see Khalil El-Medkar come on for Alassane Toure down that right side.
Khalil El-Medkar, who replaces number 35, Alassane Toure.
El-Medkar, a little bit of a homecoming here. Spent his time collegiately at the University of Kentucky here in Lexington. Now playing for FC Tulsa after spending the last couple of years at Loudoun. We saw him come on the field and heard some cheers for Khalil El-Medkar, still friends and family in the area on his time here collegiately. It'll be Lexington from left to right in the black, Tulsa right to left in the white. Just waiting for Abdou Ndiaye to make sure everybody's standing in order where they should be and send us on our way in this second half. Lexington still just one win on the season. 0-3-1 in their last 4, scored just 1 goal in that span. FC Tulsa coming into the day in the upper half of the table in the Western Conference. Right now sitting in 3rd in the live table on 16 points in what would be a 4-way 16-point tie from 2nd down to 5th. We hope to be right in the thick of that by holding on to these 3 points here. Valera's goal on the penalty came in the 41st minute. It's the difference right now, and we're underway in half number 2. Glad to have you with us on this Sunday evening on CBS Sports Golasso Network with former MLS midfielder Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. El-Medkar does bring a different dynamic for Tulsa than Toure. El-Medkar, we've seen over the last couple of years, Loudoun and now here with Tulsa, just so dynamic on the ball and the creativity. It could mean more service for Taylor Calera as well, especially if they're looking to counter more in this second half as they're sitting deeper and nursing that 1-0 lead.
And it's going to change the way that FC Tulsa is going to set up tactically. Calera is going to come centrally now, and El-Medkar is going to play to the right-hand side, but he just has the freedom to go and search the game. He can link up with the players underneath him, and he has the ability to break lines with his passing range, but also very comfortable with the ball at his feet.
This is better from Lexington already. Epps fed through. Took a deflection, though, on the service, and Tulsa gets it clear.
Just not clean enough from Jafal. Another silly giveaway. If Speedy Williams and Jafar are going to stay that deep, Nick Firmino needs to pop in to that little bit of a gap and just be that numerical overload. He's been so quiet, Nick Firmino, through that first 45 minutes, and he is the key to everything, especially when you're playing against a team that wants a high press.
Fans are into it. Just looking for something to cheer about right now for Lexington. Tulsa's okay with this possession back here. I think the best way to illustrate it, 67-33 is the possession edge right now for Lexington. They both have the same number of final third entries and touches in the box. So where exactly does that mean that 67% of possession is taking place as it's spilling over here? Was that a kick to the head there? Batista's going to go back after Firmino. It looked subtle, but let's see.
There was a little bit of the after from Nick Firmino. Lamar Batista goes down, but just notice how he continues to walk over him right here. Give credit to Batista not reacting. He does pull his ankle.
He did react. He pulled his ankle. He's trying to say that he got kicked in the head as well. That's what I felt initially too, but on the second look, he was walking through. He didn't have a distinct kicking motion.
Seen a lot of those type of weird challenges coming together.
Were you on the call for the Forster Jago one?
I was.
You were, so it's your problem then.
Don't tell that to Terry Boss. But that was clear.
Yes. Yes.
There was a little bit of a tug, but that one was.
That was going back to the Lexington-Louisville match from a couple of weeks ago. Kali hanging up there a while, headed down. That's what you're looking for, that knockdown square across the face of goal. Secondary ball in, numbers still forward. Ketterer comes through and takes an awkward spill, but he pops right back up to his feet.
Good goalkeeping here from Ketterer, just to command his 6-yard box. If you decide to come off of your line, you need to make sure that you're going to make any play on this ball. Flawless in terms of his positioning, his hands. There's a little bit of contact of Pierre through his backside.
Next home match for Lexington SC women's team will be Saturday, May 31st at 7 p.m. when they take on DC Power FC. Lexington SC will celebrate the women's finale with a pre-match concert presented by the Borough, and the first 1,000 fans receive an LSC bucket hat. Celebrate the beginning of summer with Lexington SC and visit lexsporting.com to purchase your tickets now. That's lexsporting.com.
Big bucket hat guy?
I am, actually.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. If I'm at the beach, if I'm in the ocean,
bucket
got a bucket hat on, yeah. I had a University of Maryland one that I wore down to like the nub. I mean, it was black when I got it. By the time I had to throw it out, it went from black to like a sun-faded, like grayish beige, and that's not Maryland colors anymore, so I couldn't rep it.
I took you more as a visor type of guy.
No.
No?
Heavy contact there. Free kick on the way for Lexington. Essentially a shorter corner this will be. Apologetic, Lucas Stauffer knew immediately that it was a foul.
Just mistimed his challenge here. Stauffer, Goldthorpe does a nice job and take that little touch right there, just a bit quicker off the mark. It's a really interesting location here for Lexington. He has to be MVP of the fans. He's been all over.
Gotta be. Beer in the left hand, yellow in the right hand.
Kettle corn.
He had the bullhorn before to amplify his voice. I'm sure has been heard plenty in that supporter section so far tonight.
You're aiming for the back post here if you are Goldthorpe, just to have players come across the face of Peñaranda.
Goldthorpe, some contact there. And not getting the call, Lexington, much to their chagrin.
As this ball's lofted to the back post, there's a little bit of contact here. Diallo just pulling down. Kendall Burks, but not enough in. That would have been very soft to point to 12 yards out.
Lucas Stauffer just recently did come over from Lexington to Tulsa. Perhaps part of the reason he was as apologetic as he was after that challenge against a player he just called the team into a couple of weeks ago. Calera, outside of the penalty, has been quiet. Feeds this one centrally, taken right off the half volley by Kali, but saved by Ketterer.
That's good technique here from Kali. As this ball comes across, just keeping his head down and just swiping through the ball. And the problem straight at Ketterer.
One more from Corey Burke, this Lexington side. 2 goals in 6 games. Longtime MLS veteran, 28 goals in his time in the league. 15 goals in his first stint in USL, which was back with Bethlehem Steel, 2016 to 2018. That's 35 caps for Jamaica, 9 goals as well. This came in the Nations League semifinal against the United States last year for Jamaica. Long throw for Lexington, dealt with again by Tulsa. Boss said that Marcus Epps has been one of the players who's surprised him the most since coming in, which he said was sort of an interesting answer to that question because it seems like a very known commodity for Epps and his travels through this league with Phoenix and Tulsa and Hartford and now Lexington. But he said it was more the leadership and his ability to galvanize the group. They need some of that right now. For a group that has just 1 goal in the last 4 games, Epps leads the team with 3, and they rely on him for his leadership and his ability to hold players accountable here in this second half. Down a goal, staring down another loss. Hafferty, Green.
Just sloppy from Hafferty. You need to continue the momentum and just pop this ball into Nick Firmino. Now you try to recover from your mistake. You get yourself into the book. And those little decisions that continue to lack for Lexington once they do get higher up the field. We'll take a look. Diallo does a nice job at just getting there before Hafferty. The way that he comes into this challenge, studs are exposed a little bit late, gets him into the book.
Hafferty, the lone yellow on the Lexington side. Valence Pierre still the lone yellow on the Tulsa side. It's good positioning from Jacob Green. Just hit him in the shoulder, but didn't matter anyway. The offside flag came up. Dom has been very consistent starting on this left side for FC Tulsa. Came up through Louisville City's academy. That's where Luke Spencer was familiar with him from. Joined Tulsa last year. 23 starts he made. Still just 21 years of age. Split through by Hafferty. Foot race there. Epps against Batista all the way back. Peñaranda. Right of the pressure still from Epps.
He's been good. Peñaranda's been good with the ball at his feet. His positioning, we saw earlier in that first half how he stepped off of his line as well. And a nice signing for FC Tulsa.
Pressure coming. Burks, blind pass behind him, but it worked out. Exactly where Firmino was, or got lucky.
And it's the first time that we've seen Nick Firmino come underneath. Now you bypass the initial line and the whole game starts to open up.
See if they can keep that going in this rhythm here, Lexington. But now the problem is getting toward the hour mark, down a goal. The low block setting in for Tulsa. For a team that is struggling mightily to score goals in Lexington, the last thing you want to see is a low block, making all these little alleyways that much tighter, more difficult to play through.
The problem is, Joe, is in that specific instance that they had the ability to break through the pressure, it just needs to be quicker. You need to continue with the momentum. So if you are Sargent, continue to play forward. You put your foot on it, you play negative, and that allows all FC Tulsa players back.
This is better. Speedy Williams, though, not the end product. You saw it there briefly in the picture. They're defending with a back line of 5 and the line of 4 in front of them, and there's maybe a gap of 7 yards between them. There's nowhere to play through right now if you're Lexington.
And that's the reason why this FC Tulsa side has won twice away from home, and they've lost once. Luke Spencer has them very compact off the ball and difficult to break through.
season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Good step here from Dom.
Tulsa plays through. Run coming down the seam from Calera. And find it. Medcar rather. Goldthorpe finds Burke. Possession edge just growing and growing for Lexington, but what have they done with it? Still no shots on target, still just the one shot. That was the moment in the first half we showed you in the highlight reel when they hit the post. That's it. That is their only effort at goal in this one through an hour, now with a half hour remaining. There again, this time it was Sissoko coming through. Maybe Sissoko did make 26 appearances in MLS with the Seattle Sounders for Brian Schmetzer. Brian Schmetzer, one of the mentors and coaches that Terry Boss got to play under. Way over to Stauffer.
Expect a long throw here from FC Tulsa. And again, not the initial ball, but could be the secondary wave that can hurt Lexington. So when they clear the lines, they have to do it in unison.
Throw from Stauffer. Flick down, the volley is off target.
Falls kindly as this ball comes, pops out, just gets under it. That's why it goes up and over the crossbar. Shoulders are back, but what a golden opportunity that could have been for FC Tulsa to double their lead.
Still have only 2 shots on target of their own, but they had the one that counted on the penalty. As ugly as it may have been, it still squeaked through. Firmino creates some space, tried to feed it through. Did not thread the needle for Jacob Green. Forth they go on the back end. Lexington, Goldthorpe, Sargent overlapping. It's just very slow from Lexington, but again, part of it is just trying to find a way through the way Tulsa's defending.
Just no urgency in the final third. No movement from your front line. No one making a run in behind to pull out one of the center backs. And every single time they get to this part of the field, it's just square or it's just negative and it plays into the hands of FC Tulsa.
I was just going to ask you, it's sort of a chicken or the egg thing. Are they struggling to play through this low block of Tulsa because their slow play is allowing the block to set in, or is the block of Tulsa forcing them to play slow? I guess it's one and the same, and they both feed into each other, but it's just a bad recipe right now for Lexington.
It starts with Lexington and the tempo that Terry Boss needs his team to play with. We've seen them find success when they draw out that midfield line, and then Nick Firmino comes underneath and creates an overload, and that was their best passage of play. But once they get into that field, it's just a bit slow. Players are not having, I don't know if it's a personality, the character, the bravery to take chances and go at this FC Tulsa side. Good chance here.
Took a deflection, keeper's nightmare, but it hangs up just enough out for a corner.
Mudcar is finding some nice little pockets of space off the shoulder of Galera as he drops in a little bit deeper. He's a player that FC Tulsa very high on, 1 goal, 1 assist already this season, already making his impact felt.
Colley's corner, dangerous one in front. It was actually kept out by a teammate. That one seemed to have a chance at the back post if nobody touched it. Secondary ball and headed centrally and put wide. Shout for a handball. Abdu Ndiaye says no. A lot to unpack in that sequence. Most importantly, though, it's still just 1-0.
Ball's lofted to the back post, and it's Pierre that keeps it out. Just turns his back, and as an attacking player, you just need to help it on to the back post. And as this ball comes back across, there is shouts for a handball, and they're right. Corey Burke has his right arm extended away from his body, not allowing the ball to come across. It should be a pen for Tulsa.
Skip and go, cleared away. Well, the sport does have a way of evening out. In the first half, Corey Burke absolutely should have earned a penalty for Lexington when, I mean, he looked like he was a receiver coming over the middle. What would have been a 15-yard helmet-to-helmet contact penalty, and went uncalled.
That's what we call targeting, right?
Targeting, absolutely. There should have been an ejection in this case as well. Penalty and an ejection. It went unnoticed, and this time Burke is off the hook. Also starting to find some success now. They seem more poised to find a second before Lexington even find a first.
Just watch the right arm of Corey Burke right here. Clearly hits his hand. You can just see how the ball holds up. And the reactions of every FC Tulsa player, how quickly they turn to our center referee, just shouting on him to point to the spot.
Batista gets it back into play. Just over 20 remaining here in Lexington. It has been dark days right now for Lexington in terms of the results. Both in league play and cup play. They have not had a win since their opening round US Open Cup game against an amateur side back on March 19th. On the eve of May 19th, we sit. And through it all, though, Ricky, if you were to turn on the film on this Lexington side, there's a couple of games where they've certainly been hard done by the referees. There's a couple of games where they probably deserved a result. And yet, there is a missing piece, which is why they haven't won in almost 2 months now.
They play an attractive style. They want to get on the ball. They want to dictate tempo. They want to be possession-based. They want to break lines. But it continues to break down once they get in and around that 18-yard box. So now for Terry Paws, number one, you need to instill some confidence in your attacking players to take chances, encourage them to express themselves, to shoot from distance, to look to combine, because the talent is there. But now how do you unlock it? It's a big challenge for it, and that's going to be a foul. here from Jacob Green.
And everybody on that bench for Tulsa got up as well, asking for a card, asking you shall receive. Jacob Green joins Joe Hafferty in the book. On the Lexington side, still just Delence Pierre on the Tulsa side. He's very surprised to see that yellow.
It's a clear yellow. Just comes to the back, no play on the ball whatsoever. It's late. Deservingly so for Jacob Green to go into the book.
Spencer, you see the intensity came through in our conversation. As he said directly, I'm sure he's happy with where they're at, but always wanting more, always demanding more. Nothing yet for Peñaranda to do in terms of a save to be made. Tulsa side that's been good in front of Peñaranda so far this season. His save percentage is near 80, so he's made the saves that he's had to make, rather. His goals against average sub-1, only 5 goals allowed in 6 starts. Goals against could always be a bit misleading, depending on how your team is doing in front of you. Maybe you're not facing any shots. Try from distance here, deflected. Ketterer had it squeak through his arm again. It's out for a corner. Could have been worse.
Love the aggressive nature here from Calera as he comes and pops off of Burks and Hafferty. Finds a nice little pocket of space, and he's just trying to guide it into that far post. But Ketterer, unconvincing from the goalkeeper, just goes under him, unable to read the roll of the ball. Shaky moments for the goalkeeper for Lexington.
To infuse some attacking energy into this one, Lexington. Cameron Lancaster, Rodilio Rodriguez, both set to come on. To imagine it's for Burke and either Goldthorpe or Epps. One of the wingers. Off the corner. A lot of traffic in front to get that one through. Now it's popped over the top. Ketterer has this one securely. Scattered into as well. Here come those changes for Lexington. It'll be Goldthorpe sacrifice for Rodriguez.
He replaces number 37, Elliot Goldthorpe.
And it is Corey Burke coming off for Cameron Lancaster.
Cameron Lancaster. He replaces number 99, Corey Burke.
Third all-time leading scorer in the USL Championship. 1 goal away from tying Nico Brett for second at 81.
Different type of number 9, Cameron Lancaster versus Corey Burke. Lancaster's going to give you a little bit more mobility, especially in and around that 18-yard box. Corey Burke more an out-and-out physical number 9. So look for Nick Firmino to combine with Lancaster, especially once they get higher up the field, and he can really unlock this back line of FC Tulsa.
Back behind the play, pushing and shoving now. It's Lancaster who came in and got into it with Batista. Yellow for Lancaster right away. Now, if the referee decides to give one to each man involved, that's probably fair, but it's Batista who's just really been getting under the skin of Lexington all day. And again, it looks like it pays off. He's going to get away from this one, it seems, without any penalty assessed to him. He's just done a great job of getting under the skin of the home side. Lancaster hasn't even been in this match for a full minute.
Knows what he's doing. Lamar Batista is just trying to frustrate Cameron Lancaster. And as a sub comes into this game, you have to know better and exactly be aware of what Lamar Batista is just trying to do. No need to push him out of the way. You know you're going to get yourself into this book So now he joins Hafferty and Green as the Lexington players to see yellow.
All last time out for Tulsa against El Paso. And what they actually felt was one of their most complete, most dominant showings of the season. Felt they deserved 3. And they hold on to the 3 points now. Game prior was a 2-1 loss on the road to begin the month of May against Orange County. Get back on track this evening, Tulsa. They've been ahead since the 41st minute. Trying to keep it that way. A substitution to try and help the defensive efforts from the midfield. Stefan Lukic will replace Alex DeLu. Lukic more defensive oriented in the middle of the midfield. DeLu going forward.
Tonight's Lexington Sporting Club match is 3,503. Thank you for your incredible support, and let's go.
From here, Tulsa will visit San Antonio on May 28th. You can catch that one on CBS Sports Network at 8 Eastern. San Antonio and Tulsa. 10 days off after this one. The visitors, they'll enjoy those 10 days a lot more if they're celebrating a win. Looking for a second goal and the insurance. Quarter of an hour remains. Corner on the way.
Last time we saw it, FC Tulsa like to go short and just change the angle. And that's when El Medcar got on the secondary wave of this attacking attempt here.
Corner swung in. Ketterer, a lot of traffic, punches clear. Looped over the top. Ketterer retreated. Seemed like he had a beat on it. Time and lane to get there as well, but a throw coming for Tulsa. They've tried to dangerously use this long throw to their advantage as well. Stoffer launches. Ball still loose and out for a corner. Williams slow to get up to his feet by Lamar Batista. Still no shot on target for Lexington. Stretch of gameplay over the last 10 minutes. It's been Tulsa knocking on the door of an insurance goal, and we'll wait for the corner. Stop me if you've heard this one so far tonight. A lot of extracurriculars going on. Now Colley's corner, a high arced ball dropped in. El Medcar heading centrally. Williams finally clears. Hasn't been convincing in the defensive efforts either from Lexington in some of these moments. Second balls, that was an area that Terry Boss highlighted where he felt this game would be won and lost, and they've lost a lot of those second balls.
Especially in defending set pieces, you cannot allow the ball to bounce in your defending 18-yard box, and we saw that ball bounce twice. No one making the initiative to make a play on it, just grows in confidence for FC Tulsa. Only one option going forward for Lexington, which is Cameron Lancaster. Not enough movement, not enough numbers or attacking threats. Floated through, nobody home, but a gift.
chested down, out of play. I wonder if Lucas Stauffer forgot which team he was on for a moment. It's only been a couple of weeks since he came over from Lexington to Tulsa.
I think he's caught between two minds here, Lucas Stauffer. Am I going to clear it, or am I going to collect myself and get my bodies around it? And like you said, Joe, it is a gift for Lexington just to get numbers high up the field. Make this a little bit interesting.
Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick for Lexington. Jafal waiting to deliver. There's a set piece, exactly what they need. Jafal's delivery headed clear. Foul against Lexington. Lexington SC fans, be sure to join us on Saturday, May 24th at 7 p.m. at LSC Stadium to support our men's team as they take on Tampa Bay Rowdies. It's Military Appreciation Night, where active duty military and veterans receive free admission, and the first 500 fans receive a camo rally towel. We're also bringing back $1.50 beer night, so do not miss out on the fun. Purchase your tickets today at lexsporting.com.
$1.50 beer, get me involved.
I'm going to stay away.
Why?
You seem dangerous on $1.50 beer night.
I'll have a $1.50 beer. You'll have the kettle corn.
Okay.
Dream team right there,
We
right?
need you to have some kettle corn as well to put something in your stomach on $1.50 beer night. El Medcar pushing it through. As long as you're pre-gaming with protein.
Always. Protein, no carbs.
Memorial Day's around the corner. It is beach season. Gearing up for another long throw. This time it's Owen Dom taking all the space he can find. Dom, line drive. Back out to where it started. Early in the season, it's interesting, Luke Spencer felt that they were doing a lot in the attack, but not doing enough defensively. Since then, it's flipped, where they're scoring more, or rather, where they're defending and not scoring much. Can they get a second one here? Not in that moment. But tonight, you'll take that. You're still doing what you've been asked to do defensively. Even if it's just the one goal that you put up, one's enough sometimes.
A sign of a good team is when you're not playing your best, you still have the ability to get results, especially away from home. We've seen exactly that from this FC Tulsa side. Like you mentioned, Joe, they're very difficult to break through. They have a commitment to get all 11 players behind the ball once they're initially broken. And then you let your players have the field. Clara do what he's being paid to do. Stick the ball in the back of the net.
He replaces number 80, Speedy Williams.
Danny Barbier replaces Speedy Williams. This will be an interesting one to see how things end up mapping out. Barbier, a center back, or in some cases, a left back who can get forward as an extra aerial threat. Speedy Williams, a defensive midfielder. There'll be a lot of moving parts here for Lexington.
I have to think Joe Hafferty is going to pop into that middle third, or this Lexington side is just going to change formation. Interesting sub for Terry Boss to take off a midfielder and put on a center back.
Here's Hafferty on this back line with Burks and Barbier. Here's Rodriguez in the midfield trying to do something.
So now Lexington is going to build out with this three-back. Barbier, Burks, and Hafferty. Sargent and Jacob Green are going to be really high and as wide as they possibly can be just to pin back this FC Tulsa side, allowing Nick Firmino, Marcus Seps, and Rodriguez to play underneath Cameron Lancaster.
Epps tried to thread the needle for Rodriguez. Gets it back. Epps lost it promptly and cleared. Hafferty. Calero waiting for some support, but everybody's back right now defensively for FC Tulsa. Minutes to do something here for Lexington. All right, where they have one shot, nothing on target. Their only shot was the one that hit the post from Green in the midpoint of the first half. That's it. Expected goal tally for Lexington of .03. For Tulsa, it's 1.39. Deserved lead at the moment for FC Tulsa, to say the least. Even though it came on maybe not the prettiest penalty.
I'll take it.
It got through. We've had other moments where they could have found the back of the net, so harkening back to a comment we referenced earlier in the match from our chat with Terry Boss this week, he believes this game is fair in the long run. Things are the way they're supposed to be. I think that's how it is tonight. Even though it came on, again, not a pretty penalty for Tulsa, they certainly deserve to have at least one and be in this lead. And you can't really say that Lexington deserved anything out of this one at the moment.
One shot at home, 0 shots on target, not good enough for a home side, no matter what league you are in this world.
And they changed that though through Lancaster. I don't think that one will even go down as a shot. It deflected off the defender and spun harmlessly to Peñaranda.
The two things can be true with this FC Tulsa side. Have done a nice job defending within their defensive set and 3 center backs, but Lexington toothless in that final third.
Go. They've done a good job as well, Tulsa, of slowing down the rhythms of the second half at times as well.
How quickly Pierre and Lamar Batista close down the space. Something that has gone unnoticed, like you just mentioned. The dark arts of the game, slowing it down, staying down a little bit longer, kicking the ball out, taking precious time off of the clock. All those little things come into play when you are playing away from home.
Luke Spencer said one of the biggest growth points so far for FC Tulsa is just a lot more belief in the collective. Everyone realizes they have something important to contribute, and the group is fully bought in. Says having established that in such a short time already, just 11 weeks into the season, his first as the head coach is something he's very proud of. And this is one of those performances where that is at the forefront. They haven't seen much of the ball, just 35%. They have 9 shots compared to 2 for Lexington. Yes, that one we just saw was generously given statistically as a shot for the home side. 3 shots on target to none. And despite the wide gulf in possession differential in this game, final third entries just about the same, and Tulsa has 4 more touches in the opposing 18-yard box than Lexington does. That is a stat sheet, and again, this game is not won and lost necessarily in the stat column. Your eyes tell you the real story, but when you combine the film from this game and the numbers from this game, it's one that Terry Boss might want to forget for this Lexington group. Peñaranda comes out to clear. It's a stark contrast to what it's been recently for Lexington, where the performances have certainly looked a lot better than the results. If this result holds, the performance so far would have matched it.
100% agree for Terry Boss. It's just been too predictable once they get into the final third. Every single attacking player wants the ball to feet. There's no real balance, someone running behind, someone coming and dropping in. And players continuing to make the wrong decision once they get good ball here in that final third.
Kali. Stauffer. 90 seconds remaining of the 90 minutes, and a free kick coming for FC Tulsa. Each of these moments now present another opportunity to slow things down and ensure that Lexington cannot find that leveler. Yellow for time wasting. Out of all of that for Kali. Sub coming on the Lexington side. Jacob Green will come off. Hugo Mbang will take his spot.
Number 83, Hugo Mbang. He replaces number 22, Jacob Green.
Quick free kick and throw for Tulsa.
FC Tulsa, number 26, Giordano Cole.
Nice move to the end line, but the offside flag comes up. Good thinking. Looking for Stauffer. 90 minutes come and gone here in Lexington. Fourth official indicating on his board that we have 4 minutes of stoppage time remaining.
The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 4 minutes of additional time.
And they find something here late, Lexington, yet to find that first shot on target of the match. Fed in, dangerous area. That was maybe the most promising moment of this second half, and it yields a corner.
Great idea here from Rodriguez to come centering. There is an overload at this back post within Marcus Epps. Unable to get any contact on it, but good opportunity yet again for Jafal here.
Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick, headed away by Sissoko. Sargent pulls it back for Hafferty. Tries a long diagonal through, and the only thing that threatened was our camera down there on the goal line. Almost halfway through stoppage time now. A frustrating night at the office for Lexington. A clinical night at the office so far for FC Tulsa. And look out down there. Ooh.
Watch out. It's a good select ad, to be fair.
Great select ad.
The player's choice.
Proud to be the official ball supplier of the USL Championship. Long ball for Lexington, which is now breaking away from their identity. But you have to try something on a night where nothing has worked. Tulsa on the counter. Can they put this one to bed officially? El Medcar center and Calera pinballing around. Calera had it blocked, lost a shin guard, went about 8 yards flying. Stauffer trying to sneak his way through. Still a minute now to defend for Tulsa. Be smart to take a foul here. Everybody was committed forward for that attack, but Lexington gave it away instead. A couple of Tulsa defenders were looking for that intentional foul there, knowing that Lexington might have had numbers because of that last Tulsa transitional moment. Now taking it toward the corner and wisely just bleeding the little remainder of the clock. Last chance for Lexington. Rodriguez leads the charge. Some contact there, edge of the area. Have to get a ball in. 4 minutes come and gone. Give yourself a lifeline here if you're Lexington. Here's the service, looking for Lancaster. They'll get a corner out of it.
You see how frustrated every single player for FC Tulsa is. Not applying pressure on the ball and allowing an easy service into a dangerous area.
Logan Ketterer comes up. It ends here and now, one way or the other, on the Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick. Jafal will deliver. From the corner, loose. Tulsa gets it cleared. Net is empty. No whistle yet. Foot race, empty net. Ketterer tries to make contact. Net is empty. Played through by Calera. Calling for an offside flag. They don't get it. Tulsa finds a second goal, and they will leave with all 3 points this evening.
The extra effort here from Lamar Batista and the unselfishness from Calera. Both players understanding the space, and this is in the 94th minute to make this 60, 70-yard run. As Calera picks up his head, understands that Hafferty's going to come to him, unselfish to play into the path of Lamar Batista. An easy finish for a player that has been at the thick of everything in the defensive side of the game. He gets the second for FC Tulsa and 3 points for the visitors.
And there's the final whistle. Lamar Batista really was the story of the day. He drew the penalty in the first half that gave them the 1-0 lead. He got under the skin of Lexington all night long, and it's fitting that he taps that one into the empty net. Tulsa comes on the road, 2-0 win for all 3 points.
Dream performance for FC Tulsa and Luke Spencer. You go into this hostile environment against a team that is in desperate need of a win. You get a clean sheet, you stick 2 in the back of the net, and you record your 4th of the season. Great win for FC Tulsa on the road.
Easy night for Peñaranda. Has to take off the gloves, but I don't even know if he needs a shower after this one. Did not face a single shot on target. Only 2 shots total from Lexington. Difficult night for the home side. Triumphant night for the visitors, FC Tulsa. We're back in a moment to wrap things up from Lexington. 2-0, your final in favor of Tulsa. Celebrations continuing on the side of FC Tulsa. Everybody coming over to congratulate Lamar Batista for a terrific night that was. He drew the penalty for goal number 1. He scored goal number 2. He was in the thick of every challenge throughout the 90 as we take you back through the highlights. And in the early going, there were moments here and there, maybe for Lexington, but they could not capitalize on anything. Here in the 37th minute, their only genuinely dangerous moment.
And it starts with the underlapping run from Sargent, and Jacob Green, the opposite wingback, clashes towards that far post, tries to sneak it in, and it hits the post, and we go back the other way. Lamar Batista, he draws the pen. Jacob Green never knows he's there, tries to swing for the ball, misses it, gets Batista, and Callier steps up to get his 5th on the season. Not convincing, but it goes over the goal line, and that's all that matters. Ketter is going to want that back right before halftime. FC Tulsa take the lead.
It still counts. That's all that matters. It still counts when all is said and done. And as the game wore on, you always felt more like Tulsa would be more likely to get a second than Lexington to get one.
Not a lot of attacking opportunities here. Ketter unconvincing with saves, and as they try to go for this game, now it's an all breakout situation. Claire plays his ball forward. Lamar Batista says thank you very much, and they ice this game. FC Tulsa take all 3 points on the road.
Take a look at the full-time stats here. It really paints a picture. It was Tulsa with opportunities, Lexington nothing to show for it.
Playing at home, Lexington only 2 shots, 0 on target, 65% possession. That just tells you everything that you need to know about Lexington. They were on the ball, but it was all on their defensive half. Luke Spencer needs to be happy. 3 points on the road.
It is a quiet midweek in the USL Championship. You can catch the Pittsburgh Riverhounds on Wednesday night as the lone surviving championship team in the Open Cup. We're back at it in USL Championship next Saturday at 4 Eastern. Charleston and Detroit City kick things off. That'll do it for us for Week 11 in the USL Championship. The crew that makes this happen, my broadcast partner Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa saying so long for now. Tulsa wins it 2-0 on the road. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.